to see, but if I zoom in, you see we closed here and then we opened the next day, creating a gap. There's also a gap below that would be an add level at around 92, $1 lower. Okay, so we'll watch that and see how it goes. Aside from that, yeah, I think it's just a wait and see. Drew, Ben, Lawton, what do you guys, or Drew and Ben, what are you guys thinking here?
You know, one thing I do want to show you guys, check this out. I think this is really neat. Kind of highlights whatever Gareth was talking about with the float or in the drift lower with the spiders. Yesterday, for everybody here in our member room, you remember I was highlighting how we had a head and shoulders pattern develop on the SPY right here on the 10-minute chart. You can see the neckline from that drawn out just like that, where it's connecting this low, this left armpit low here, the right armpit low here. Notice where price today went up to and got rejected. I talk about this a lot in trading the close. Now, this is on the 10-minute time frame, happens on the hourly, the daily, it happens on all sorts of different time frames. So it's just understanding these patterns. But you see here too, with price, when it did break, the measured move for this head and shoulders pattern actually was completed down here near the 682 level, pierced it, got a bounce, pierced it again, and then got rejected. And then now we're seeing this rejection again after price was starting to try to consolidate up here at 110 and has since now dropped back down. So that's what I'm seeing, at least still technical analysis playing out going into the FOMC. I was actually anticipating potential just pausing right here until we get through the FOMC. But it shows you investors right here are eager to go ahead, take the profits, get out before this announcement. Ben, what are you seeing so far for the markets today?
Not a whole lot. Just a lot of up moves on some of these stocks. Silver is actually having a pretty good move. Let me go ahead and share my charts. So I'm actually, here's a chart of AV. It did break this pivot low, which means for me, $221.39. I'm looking at a potential long play for this. But look at silver. Silver could be putting in a potential topping tail on the daily time frame. We do have this upsloping trend line that connects these pivot highs. Look at how price consolidated right underneath this trend line, hit it again here. Price did finally break to the upside. However, once price action breaks out to the upside, then all the buyers can be exhausted. And as you can see, if I zoom in the charts a little bit more, looks to be that profit takers are coming in and the sellers are coming out of the woodworks as well. It's not a topping tail yet, still have 3 hours and 25 minutes. But if we drop a little bit further, close about $60.35, this would be a pretty nice topping tail on silver, which would indicate that the price action of silver is at least topped out temporarily and can now flush back inside of this upsloping trend line.
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
Hey, there he is, the man, the myth, the legend, the earnings trader. What's up, Lawton?
So I have a couple levels. I don't know which stocks you talked about, so I apologize if I'm going over them. So I'm watching SOXS, my favorite ETF, or rather inverse leveraged ETF to trade. If it does get down to that 288 level, so let's say the Fed comes out, no rate cut, or rate cut, right? And then, for whatever reason, the market's pushed significantly, then I would enter a long here around 288 for 1/5 position. On Netflix, if it continues to fall below, basically around $93, I would consider entering a long position there at around $93. There's a gap fill from the 14th of April. Stock is coming down on that Warner Brothers bid that they're contending with Paramount on.
Sounds good. All right. So overall, to me, it looks again, and Ben, I'm getting reverb here. Thank you, brother. So again, I think one of the things we have to just monitor here is we have Jerome Powell speaking at 2:30. The markets are already pricing in the rate cut, but I also think they're essentially everyone that I've heard is expecting him to be extremely hawkish. So if he's not, or like, I think he'll be hawkish, but my question is will he be slightly less hawkish than everyone's anticipating? And if so, does the market then get a little lift? And then we also have Oracle earnings after the bell. Lawton, you're going to be live for that, right? You're going to be trading those live for everyone?
Yeah, today I'm going to be live to trade Oracle, Adobe, and Planet Labs. And I'll look around to see if there's anything else reporting. I know SNPS is reporting, but I It's just a matter of whether these things are volatile enough to trade.
Yeah. Yeah, Oracle's going to be big because it's going to be the one that establishes if the narrative of AI still stands, right? Can they come out and say, hey, our only client isn't just OpenAI like they did the last time where the stock initially had this huge earnings move and then it came all the way back in. And look at where we are, right, on the chart. Here's where it closed prior to the last earnings, and it's actually below that going into this earnings here. So again, be interesting to see if they can come out. My guess is they'll come out and try to soothe those worries by saying, hey, we have clients, who knows who they're going to say. But essentially, the key is going to be, do they talk about a big backlog with lots of other clients in the mix or not? Because they've taken on $100 billion in debt. So, I mean, that's part of the issue too, is more and more analysis I'm doing shows that the depreciation of these assets are going to be basically zero before all this debt is even due. And at that point, why do you even pay it back? We'll have to see. But that could be a debt bomb that's waiting. Ultimately, though, again, will Oracle, at least in the near term, soothe the markets in the AI trade? Okay. Other than that, you guys can see we traded a few things this morning. And again, it was an okay morning. I had a loss earlier today on PLAB, but then a couple wins on LITE and GEV. And Ben, you had a good one as well there. So nice job on that.
Yeah, thanks. I feel like it's right now we're just kind of in a holding pattern until right about 2:30 before anything really happens.
Yeah, definitely. Let me see here.
Oh yeah, Ethereum's moving higher. Good move up on that altcoin. It's up 3%.
Yeah, I was looking at that before. It's continuing. I have this really good level. I mean, I don't think it gets there today, but I would short it there. Look at that beautiful former upsloping trend line. Kind of was a little mini head and shoulders, you could call it there. Retraced, rejected, and this would be a retrace, but that's around 36.40, 36.35 on ETH. So we'll have to see about that one.
Ooh, wow. Soul's saying this might sound interesting, but I don't think they're going to cut rates. I do not believe he will cut rates.
I would love that.
Yeah,
I would love that, but
the markets would collapse if they did that. That would be really, really insane.
There goes Jay Powell. We are not cutting rates. Mic drop, and he walks out.
Walks
Well,
out.
he has,
He's like, I'm
would
done
be
anyways. Why not?
so he has
Oh,
one
man.
more decision after this, right?
I think two more. I
Two
think
more.
January and March, I believe there's meetings, and then he's out after that. Well, let me just double check that because he's out in May. I'll go look it up.
Yeah, they're saying they're forecasting 2 rate cuts in 26. They're saying that this one could potentially be his last one.
Yes, that is, and I think they're saying that because essentially the Fed Watch tool is pricing in. So there's the December meeting, there's a January, there's a March, and there's an April meeting, and then he's out in May. So he'll have, after this one, 3 more meetings. But ultimately, all of the Fed Watch tool is pricing in that he won't cut, or the market's not pricing in a cut for the remainder of those. In fact, here, let me show my screen on that front here real quick. We can look at the Fed Watch tool. So we can see here's today, right? Basically 90% chance. And so the one thing about the Fed is we always have to remember that the Fed doesn't like to freak the markets out. So almost the fact that the market's expecting it means that they're going to do it, right? And it's just because they don't like to disappoint the market when it's that high. But then we can see that there's no, the odds favor no additional cut in January, no additional cut in March, and then no additional cut in, and again, listen, I mean, this is 43%, so it's not even above 50. But at least per all the numbers, it's favoring nothing until the new Fed is intact. And then you see, look at that number jump to 41%. That's the highest number. So it looks like obviously the new Fed chair is probably only going to get his job or her job, I guess. But if they actually do cut rates.
But
how,
zero.
how much? Yeah, how much can they cut until it's like, all right, I can't cut anymore, right?
Yeah,
If they're just gonna listen to, like, let's say, the president is like, okay, cut rates, cut rates, right?
Well, and remember, it's a vote. So it's also, we have to remember it's a vote, and that means that even if the Fed chair wants to cut rates, if the other members don't vote for it, then they can't cut rates. And so it's not as easily done as just like, oh, a new Fed chair, he can do what he wants. So that'll, again, he has sway, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's not super super easy. Market's coming back in a little bit here, but again, just a whole lot of sideways chop. S&P's down 2 points, essentially 20 cents on the spiders.
James said, I heard Liz will be the new Fed chair. I'm not sure where you got that information, but from a weather girl to a trader to the Fed chair.
I love it, man. That's a great path.
It is.
Talk about power.
Keeps leveling it up.
Jay saying, any signs of insider trading? As of now, I haven't seen anything. Doesn't mean there aren't some that I haven't seen yet, but I haven't noticed anything yet. Remember, insider trading seems to be more affluent with economic data that the government has, versus the Fed with Jerome Powell in charge has more control. Appears that way, and so it's more about government data that's leaking out. We saw that with the PCE on Friday, how an hour before the PCE was released, markets took off, and then basically once the PCE was out and retail bought, then everyone just those players that bought early, they just dumped into retail. Classic little pump and dump, I guess you could say. Nothing like the in the nose of the government and other people dumping into retail. Don't we all feel great about that?
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean,
Lawton, what about you? Do you have a SOX trade for us if it dumps out? Do you have a level?
I did give a level 288. I would go 1/5 position long. I have an order out there already to go 1/5 of my portfolio. I mean, if you want, we can just raise it a little and get some skin in the game. But every single time I do that, I end up taking a loser.
I don't trust SOX any further than I can throw them. So
no.
So, I would hold to your level. I would hold to your level.
In the interest of saving everybody some money, let's go 288. Let's stick there.
There you go. All right. And that's a 1/5 position.
Yeah, so 20% of all the money in my account.
All right, cool.
Nice. I got a setup I've been looking at here for Microsoft. Here, just check this out. We've got MSFT down nicely today, down about 3%. And it's looking like it's trying to put in consolidation to go lower. So should we head a little bit lower? I've got a beautiful inclining trend line here at 473.20. You can see that mapped out there from pivot to pivot. That should be a nice stopping point for us if that does keep selling. So I'll be interested to go a 1/5 position long on Microsoft there, 473.20. Should we get a reaction after the Fed? So that's what I'll be looking at.
Awesome. Ooh, nice little dip here, guys, on GM. So heads up on that as it comes in. I'm looking to exit soon, a little bit further down, but I like this little dump. Beautiful little sell here. Throw up my chart here. And again, just to show you this chart for those of you, I mean, look at the ridiculous nature. I mean, apparently everyone's buying cars again, which I don't think is really happening. So, I mean, this extension move, I've used the 79 even number with some other factors to pull the trigger on the short today. And we're in the money a little bit, but let's see if it can't keep flushing here to the downside. Okay.
I thought it was going to get a lot more volatility on GEV as much as it was moving earlier today. Now all of a sudden it's just slowly grinding sideways, not going up too much, not coming down too much. Still have my ad level at $719.59 if you can get up to that level. 719.59. I'll double my position. Have a 2/10.
All right, SOX is at 292. Back to the low of the day. We still need another 4 cents, but I anticipate movement coming in 13 minutes and then again at 2:30.
Yeah, and the one thing we will get is we will get chop, right? So there will be chop.
Good job, McBool.
Oh, Carvana's starting to roll over. What a crazy chart on this. Look at this daily trend line I have on Carvana. Really should be at a top here. Great trend line. Pierced it today, starting to come back in. We'll see. Maybe it forms a topping tail if we get a little bit of selling. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 up days in a row. You know, pretty normal.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
By the way, it's another kind of pseudo car company, right? I mean, it's just used cars, but like apparently these are the hottest trades now. Who needs AI when you have auto stocks?
I guess you don't.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
you
are
do.
the other auto companies doing this? Not like Ford isn't. Tesla, not really.
Let's look at Ford.
Tesla's. Oh, you talking about pushing?
Yeah, like crazy pushing.
Like,
Like
yeah,
that.
Ford's just
I
been
mean,
consolidating.
If you look at Tesla, it's not at all-time highs, but it's pretty dang close.
I mean, it's yeah, still
GM's
has
at
to
all-time
go
highs.
10%. Well, like GM, I was trying to think of other names that have moved like that. Ford is still quite a ways down from its highs, like over 50%. So I'm just thinking of other large car manufacturers or adjacent.
STLA is Stellantis, right? That's been beaten up, but I think it's bound. Yeah, it's actually. I mean, it's not like GM, but it has had a decent bounce off the lows.
Yeah, Stellantis. Yep, had a really good bounce.
Netflix broke 94 here. What was your level, Lawton? Because I had a level at
93.
90. Yeah, 93.20 is the gap fill there. Yep.
Yep, that's what I'm targeting. The
Cool.
gap fill.
Wow, yeah. Cracker Barrel. My gosh, that thing is $27.54.
What's the ticker for Cracker Barrel?
CBRL. I mean, you have
Man,
it
you
in
don't
here.
know that one?
Yeah, I know.
How do you not know that?
You
All
sitting
right.
there like every day.
I know. Listen, I consume Cracker
You should
Barrel.
tell Margaret or ask Margaret. She's in the background.
Margaret.
I don't know.
You mean I don't even remember her name. I haven't
Oh,
played pickleball in a while. I should go today. I can see how she's doing. Pickleball partner, who's also a greeter at Cracker Barrel.
nice. There you go. Gertrude. That's right, Matthew.
Gertrude.
Gertrude.
See?
Gertrude. Yeah.
Gertrude. Yep.
Yeah, Cody's saying Harold in the back is disappointed in you lot.
Sorry, guys. My apologies. Cracker Barrel's too small for me to trade, though. Unfortunately, it's like 600 million market cap.
Yeah, AVGO's holding up here. They have earnings tomorrow after the bell. I still have this trend line. If it hits it going into earnings, I usually don't short something going into when their announcement, but man, this would, look at that trend line. Just needs one more push tomorrow going into earnings at around 414, 413. It's a big trend line right there. Maybe if Oracle says something good on AI, maybe it does pop up there tomorrow and tag that line. GM trying to fall a little bit more here. Let's see if we can take out the low of the last candle at 78.79. I'd love to bank the profits on GM before the Fed. I don't care about the decision at 2 o'clock. I don't think that is going to be the kicker for the market moving. I think it's more when you get into Jerome Powell and his speech, the markets could go either way at that point. Jonathan saying, any thoughts on Palantir? Yeah, crazy chart on Palantir, guys. Look at this rally here. So in terms of resistance, so let's do a fib retrace here. Is there a fib here? Well, got through the 618 today. So look at where the 786 is right up here at this gap window area. So 195-ish. So if it pushes into 195, there should be some good resistance. And then if it continues to rally, it still has this huge gap at 205. I guess, and part of it too is, you could see, people think, oh, it's up so much, it couldn't go higher. But let's keep in mind, Santa Claus might be coming to town. So if we get that end of year rally, sure, it could go up. Sure. Look at GM coming in beautifully. All right, guys, I just exited my GM here. I repeat, I just exited my GM at $78.75. I will bank it before the Fed here. Put it in the books.
Good job there.
Thanks, man. Now just to wait and see here. We're about 7 minutes away from the initial release. The things that I'll be watching, in fact, I'm going to split my screen up here into 4. And I know it looks kind of crazy right now, but I want to put the spiders in 1. So we'll go to the 10-minute chart on the spiders. In this one, I want to see the 10-year yield. See what the 10-year yield does.
All right. Louis from our YouTube chat says, Fed rate cut. Bullish question mark?
I think it's already factored in to me.
Yeah, it already is.
Everyone knows. Yeah. Part of that too is that you have the Fed watch tool at 90%. That's telling you what the market already essentially is pricing it in. If it was at like 60%, then I would say it maybe isn't priced in. But when you're at 90, yeah, it's priced in.
Let's see what else we got. People are saying full short on Palantir. Not sure about that one.
Good luck.
Palantir Bear, PLTD. I don't know about that. Chris says it's the Fed tone. My bet is it sells off afterwards, regardless. Yeah, you could see a sell the news event. We get the cut in, people start buying, they might entice some retail, and then they start flushing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this GEV trade is so exciting.
Really exciting, I'm sure.
Hopefully you get some volatility soon though with this decision and speech.
I mean, I'm not really sure what I'm expecting right now.
We're rooting for you.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
A defibrillator for this thing.
Maybe.
Somebody
shake it and wake it up.
Nicholas says, why are S&P puts so expensive? If you're looking at 0-day options, maybe.
I could answer that.
Volatility.
Yeah. So if you're playing 0-day options, everyone knows you could have a huge move up or down on the spiders on the S&P, right? And so they're going to charge you for that potential. There's no free lunch in this game. Trust me. The institutions who sell those options, they have factored in exactly how much volatility they expect, and that they're charging accordingly. So you need more than that to make money. That's why I'd never do it, because it's a total gamble, right? And it's actually worse because you essentially have the deck stacked against you, because number one, you need the move in the direction you're choosing to be greater than what they're already charging you as a premium. And number two, if it goes the opposite way, you lose. And if it doesn't go enough, you lose, right? So two out of three options you lose on them in that scenario.
Sounds like a double whammy.
Yeah, I'd rather play blackjack personally. I think I'd have a better shot. Now,
Yeah.
if you like gambling, go for it, right? I mean, that's we all have our own money, and we all have rights to do what we want.
What's going on, Howard? Someone says, "What is why are we there are no levels on Carvana to short?" Well, Carvana is up today, but if you look, Carvana has pulled back from its highs today. It's already pulled back over 1.5% almost. So that trade's pretty much done unless it got towards the highs. So maybe if it got towards the highs, we would potentially see a level. We're looking for things overextended one way or another, generally. But with 3 minutes left until the Fed decision, I don't think there's any of us who are looking to get into a trade this moment, right? Other than Ben, who's already in a trade.
I'm looking to add to a position if it goes up another $3. Come on.
For sure. Yeah.
And think about what you're putting yourself. Remember, trading is about discipline, and discipline, you have to look at all the risk factors. So yeah, number one, if you shorted Carvana here, number one, it's already in a downtrend, so you're paying lower for it, right? So you're already paying a bad price because you could have had it an hour ago at $5 higher at a better entry. And number two, you're doing it right before something where Carvana could spike back to the highs of the day in a split second if the markets rip, just like it could also go down $5 or more if the markets drop. But that's gambling. We don't like to take those trades here. We want to know that there's a 75-80% chance that we're going to be winning that trade. I can't tell you with a 75-80% success rate what the market's going to do on the back of the Fed here. I can't, and therefore I can't take a trade in good conscience, at this point going into this announcement.
Right. It becomes gambling, like you said.
Yeah.
Connor says Gareth isn't bragging enough about his beatdown in the crypto challenge from yesterday. Was that a beatdown? I mean, I think we beat ourselves. Okay, he made $8.
Hey, sometimes the best successes come from letting other people be their own demise.
Yeah, but that's not a beatdown.
That's not a beatdown.
No, that wasn't a beatdown.
We beat ourselves down.
You kicked your feet
I will
up.
say this.
Gareth
I'm coming
didn't
back
win.
next.
We lost. Okay, we lost. He didn't win. We lost.
He
Okay?
survived.
Very different.
I honestly am gonna. I have to come back and perform again next week. So I was only going to be on this first episode, but no, that was too fun, and we gotta showcase the skills, and I want this to win again. If I win 2 in a row, I'm going to start bragging a little bit more.
All right, guys.
Hold on. You can't win by de facto of us losing.
All right, we have 5 seconds left.
No.
All
right. Here we go.
Everybody watch the charts, please. Brother.
What would we do without
look at him? We'll look at him go.
10-year yields upticking a little bit here.
Whoa,
Spiders are all
popping. There's a cut.
Yep. So the market, listen, that's expected. 10-year yields coming back in now. Dollars inching lower.
Now let's see if this bounce is sustained.
Mm-hmm.
Heads up on VX. I mean on GEV. I just added to GEV. Just added to GEV at $719.59.
Heads up on stocks, guys. We're a penny away from my entry.
Cow.
288. I'm gonna go long a 1/5 position on SOXS. It's there now. Did not get filled.
Guys, I'm going to short Palantir at a break of 188.50 here. A 1/6 position. It's nearing it on Palantir. Let's see.
One more penny. Come on. One more penny on stocks.
Back. No.
Come on, give me 1 penny.
Come on, Palantir. One more push.
Oh, stocks, 1 penny. It hit my level. It didn't fill me. Oh my God, look at this bounce.
All right, Palantir's coming back in. I'm going to leave my order out there. I'm also going to do a 1/10 on Lumentum, LITE short, above 370 here. I'm going to jump in here, guys. Shorting Lumentum. Oh, it just pulled back. Dang it. I didn't get filled.
Oh, stocks hit 288, guys. I did not get filled. Let's see if stocks comes back in and fills us. Decision did come out, yes.
Yep.
Yes, Mel.
Yeah, quarter point cut.
As expected.
Yep. Oh, dang it. Both of these stocks missed filling me, and you too, Lawton. That's what the heck.
It
man?
hit my level to the penny. Did not fill.
Yeah, what a drop there on light.
This is so
I saw it
sad.
too late. I wasn't even paying attention, and then I happened to just see that it was popping back above that 370 level. But by the time I got my order out there, it had already pulled back. Look at this, down $3 already. Unbelievable. All right, I'm canceling out light. I'm going to leave Palantir, but I'm going to raise it slightly. So it needs to push up, and look at light come in.
Oh, stocks up 4 cents.
That surge just blew through this neckline on the spiders, but then price just retreated back underneath it. Now it's jockeying around it.
By the way, that's the algorithms that caused that pop. That wasn't, that was purely the algorithms.
Can
That's
the
why it was so
algorithms
short-lived.
fill us? Can they fill us, the algorithms?
They only fill the big institutions, man.
Oh, you're right. All right, stocks pop 5
Look at
cents from my
this.
level. Jeez, what a pullback.
All right.
Hey, I got about the same average I did last time.
So, I mean, this is what we're talking about, right? Is a rate cut bullish? I mean, and what did I say? I said it was going to go up, likely if they cut it, and then pull back. Sell the news. It went back. It's almost back to where it was before the decision even came out. Now, what we're waiting for and why we're still alive is at 2:30, Jerome Powell speaks. So everyone knew what was going to happen, what was likely to happen. But based on what JP says at 2:30, that will cause the markets to continue higher or start to sell off. The only thing that would have been a big shocker here is if they chose not to cut rates, in which case you'd see everything fall significantly.
Absolutely. All right, so now we're on the seat here waiting for the next event. I'm going to continue to scope out. I did cancel my order on Palantir for the short as well, so I have no open orders out there at this point, as it's already pulled back about 75 cents from that level. Oracle continues to trade weak today. Nvidia's down $1.95. Wow, look at the pop on all these charts, popped up and just came right back in.
Except for GEV, it's continuing to stay elevated.
Just until you accumulate more, and then it'll fall.
There we go. I'm going to continue to add every $8 higher. Actually, my next ad will be $7 higher. $726.59, $726.59 will be my ad level, my next ad. It'll be just above the pivot top. Should be able to get a nice fill and then get a pullback.
Guys, I'm going to go ahead and short a 1 quarter position on GM again. We had this earlier. We made a nice chunk of change, $1,000 or so, and I'm going to do it again here with a 1 quarter position size. It's pushing right back up to that same double top.
All right, guys, I'm going to lower my stocks entry by 1 penny, 287, okay? 287, I'm going to go long SOXS.
All right, guys, I got filled here at 79.15 on GM short.
Michael, my new order on stocks is at 287.
All right.
All right, we're in a couple trades. All right,
Yeah.
Here we go.
Couldn't let Ben just be in a trade by himself. We got to get something.
I appreciate
This
that.
is a team sport.
That's what pals are for.
Yeah.
Trade you.
Let's wait till you close yours out, and then we'll decide.
Yeah.
Fine.
No, we're not going to be trading cryptocurrency. This is in the day trading room. We trade pretty much only stocks. We'll trade like sometimes Bitcoin via ETFs or whatever, or even MSTR. But we're not going to actually trade cryptocurrency on this in the live day trading room.
All right, guys. Palantir's pushing up. I will put out a new order above 189. If it pierces 189, I will do a 1/6 short.
All right, heads up on GEV. 126.59. 126.59. I will enter this another
right.
1/10.
Stocks at 287, guys. I'm not filled yet. It hit my level. I'm not filled yet. Let's see if we can get a fill this time.
Well, silver's pushing as well. GEV just about to that double top. I need to go up a little bit more. Come on.
Spider's ripping, man.
Come on, I need one more. I just need to get filled here. Hit 287, please. It's there right now.
This is real trading, guys. I mean, listen, if he gets filled, he gets filled, right? I mean, this is, amazing.
Dude, come on. It's right there. Fill me. I need the British.
All right,
man.
guys. I just got filled on Palantir, short of 1/6 at 189.03.
See, I knew you were getting into.
Let's do this. Wow.
It's still there, guys. 287, 1/5 position on stocks. Please don't do this to me.
All right. GEV's pushing up a little bit more. It's got to bust through that 725 level. One more push up. Oh, so close. About $1.30 away.
It's right there.
Wow, look at light. It's at 372 now.
I'm already in two, guys, so I'm not going to take light. All right. So if anyone else wants to, that's up to you. But 2 trades to manage with you guys is good enough for me on these two, GM and Palantir.
Dude, please just fill me. 287, it's there.
Oh,
It's there.
GEV got so close to my entry price. Dang.
Yeah. Ooh, silver popped up a little bit here.
Yeah, silver's ripping.
Let's look at gold real quick here.
Heck, I'll take light. 372, Pierce. I'll take light. Absolutely.
What size?
1/10, 372,
1/10.
Pierce.
All right. Let's do it.
It was just there.
Wow, gold ripped up here too. Incredible.
SOXS is what I'm waiting for. My order's at 287, hit it 3 times, still didn't fill me.
So what this is telling us is that the Fed cut, and they usually put out a statement, and it must have been looked at as being a little bit more dovish on the statement. The question is, will Jerome Powell back it up with his commentary?
Richard got filled, but Rod did not. Francis got partial fill. I got 0 fills. I got nothing. Give me one. Give me something. It's at 287 again.
One.
Juan got partially filled. How come everyone's getting partially filled?
Francis did get 10 shares. He probably
I have 0.
I know.
I have 0 shares. Okay. I would like 10. I'd like 1. Just give me 1.
Just give me 1. That's all I ask. Just 1. Yields inched down a little bit, but we're already down on the day, so they're not doing a whole lot. The dollar, though, definitely. I mean, look at the drop on the dollar here. That's probably why gold's ripping.
Oh.
Poor Lawden. Feeling for you, brother.
Dude, it's right there.
All right, GEV's pushing up again. Let's see if we can get to this $726.59 level. Oh, it just tagged that level.
George saying there were 3 descents. That must be what it is, folks. So that's lower than I think what most people anticipated. So 3 descents to not cut is less on the voting board than have been anticipated. That means the Fed is slightly more dovish, and that's why the market's caught this bid.
Yeah, I was reading too. Even in that vote, they had 3 people decide not to vote. So they had 3 dissents, and I think nine people voting for.
Missed our level by 7 cents on GEV.
Charlie got filled. Bunch of people in the YouTube chat saying they got filled. No fill for me.
Bruno also mentioning the committee judges that the reserve balances have declined to ample levels and will initiate purchases of shorter-term treasury securities as needed to maintain ample supply of reserves on and on. To me, this is a very dovish. It would honestly concern me. Like, why is the Fed all of a sudden flipping to be so dovish? And then listen, they're still semi-hawkish, but this is way different than what was anticipated. And I think that you have to read into that and say, what do they know? And look at the market starting to come in here, guys. Come on.
Yep.
No, push higher and fill me first.
GEV missed my ad level by 9 cents.
9 cents on a $700 stock.
Oh,
my God. That's ridiculous.
I just needed. It's fine. It's fine. That would have been great for our average price too.
Mm.
Dang. Maybe we can get another push up. Come on.
Target on Palantir will be about $1.25-ish, give or take. If we sell off that much, then that'll be where I look to take profits. And GM still about 30 cents.
Powell doesn't speak until 2:30.
Yep, about 17 minutes.
Yep.
That's why we're not listening to Powell right now.
Yeah, we'll be able to play it.
Yeah, still got about 16 minutes.
Oh,
You still have a shot because if Powell comes out a little dovish, this market will rip again.
okay, then it'll go even lower.
Yeah, if I were you, I'd probably be lowering by a penny or two my entry.
I would lower it if it doesn't fill me before he speaks.
Yeah.
But if it's like, I'll lower my entry at 225. You have 5 minutes. You have 10 minutes, talks. Matthew says, line you going back to 288 or sticking to 87? I'm with you, unfilled 287. Yeah. Jay says, I just got filled socks, or you got filled socks. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you.
Everett saying 2 dissents were for no cut, 1 dissent was for a deeper cut. That's probably the same one that Trump appointed. He votes for 50 basis points every meeting.
That was what Moran,
Yeah.
I think is his name.
Yeah, Moran, yeah.
Did you just call him moron?
No.
Oh, God.
No. Okay. I got something in my ear.
It's the French pronunciation.
I'm sure somebody will over the next couple of years if he's going to be the Fed pres. GL asking about a short on Rocket Lab at 60.23. Here, let me see. I see that area. There's a gap fill right above it, so it's going to be pushing just a little bit further. Got a gap fill at 61.34. It's currently at 58.40, so that's got a good ways to go. But that definitely will be a good level. Here, I could show you too.
Guys, Palantir is pushing. My next ad on Palantir will be a Pierce of 190, I think. 190.
Yeah, you think it'll get up there or go to 189.97?
Probably.
Jeez, it's crazy. 8 cents, 9 cents, whatever.
Just flip over here real quick and show this gap fill here on Rocket Lab. That's coming up, and beware too on LITE. We're getting close to a 372 Pierce. Ask is at 372. But there's that gap fill. I think that would be a nice spot. Plus behind that too, then you're gonna have the 50% area at 66.45. There we go, guys. Was just filled on LITE. 372 and 12 cents, 1/10 position short.
Awesome.
I'll flip back to G.
Stocks is at 287. Still no.
Ad level on LITE is going to be about $5 up. Be happy to get a quick $4 drop on this too.
This is where, so Palantir is about 40 cents plus away from my next ad. This is where I start rooting for it to get there because, again, I want to double my position get more skin in the game, but also, get that, it gets to a certain point, you're like, just fill me, give me that bigger position. So on the pullback, I can make some money.
I know how you feel.
I don't know how you feel because I can't get into a trade.
No.
You could look at something else.
It's there at 287 right now, though. It's literally there. I'm just not being filled.
It'll fill you once it's ready to go lower than your fill.
There you
That's the
go.
way it
And
just
then
works. Yeah.
Then it'll flush out. It'll be fine. Fine. Everything's
All
fine.
right.
Why'd you feel?
Oh, Palantir's coming in now. All right, it is what it is. That's fine. All right, we got about 13 minutes until the press conference starts. You guys can see here, we're all teed up for it. Oh,
I don't know where we got the music, but there we go.
It's from the stream.
Oh, it's from the thing.
Yeah, I'll go back to that. That's good because that tells us we'll get the audio too, which is helpful. Imagine now Powell comes out more hawkish and the markets go right back down. That would be hilarious.
That'd be great for our trades.
I could see that.
Well, if you could get in one.
At least our
Yeah,
trade.
okay. All right. Let's just I still have a chance. I have 7 minutes left, or else I'm gonna lower my entry. Sorry. Dude.
Matthew.
Here, look at this. Oh my goodness. All right, we're back to break even, slightly in the money on Palantir, guys. It is what it is. That's real trading, right? It went up just like with Ben, man. And sometimes this is why paper trading is never ideal, because oftentimes you don't get the same fills paper trading that you do in real life, essentially.
That's why I didn't get filled. This is all paper account.
No, then you would have been filled.
Oh.
That's always the way it works, man. Paper is just, they're like, give it to them.
Yeah, why not? It's close enough. Yeah, Deep, I agree. I even lowered it. My original upside ad level was $8, and I even said, you know what? Let's go $7. It still didn't fill me.
Daniel and Otto, yeah, you guys are, it's a pump and dump. $21 million market cap, not interested. And we're not gonna shill anything.
No.
So better luck next time. And also better luck next time for my socks, but whatever.
Yeah, if you see what we're trading, guys, we trade large caps. I'd say generally, in all fairness, I did trade a $2 billion company today, and I lost.
Yeah.
So it just shows you.
This other company is 21 million.
Yeah, that's
cap.
way too small. You're trying to get us to pump and dump or something there.
Yeah.
We're
not doing that.
Guys, I'll be adding to GM above 79.30. So I'm only going to do 15 cents up because this is so overbought. Should come in. Speaking of the devil, here it goes.
Wait, you're going to add to a position?
Yeah.
Sure. Done.
Didn't get filled, but it pushed up there. Let's see if it can push a little bit more. All right, guys. Sorry, I just added at 79.31. 79.31 added another 1/4 to GM.
Yeah, no, I get it, but you have to understand that when we enter a 1/5 position, that's $200,000 going into it, right? So we're not going to put $200,000 into a $1 million or $20 million stock. That's not.
Yeah, we're trading on $1 million portfolios right here, and we have people in this room that have tens of millions in their trading accounts. So, yeah, we could just buy the company at that point.
All right, GEV's coming back in. Let's go. Yeah, Joseph. Yeah, but who's going to manage that thing? That's the real question. Could buy a company, and then as long as we have everybody intact, that'd be pretty fun.
All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and lower my entry again on stocks. Again. To 2, I'm going to lower it 2 cents to 2.85. If I, whatever, fine. If I don't get filled, worst case scenario, I don't get filled. We're in plenty of trades already. 285. I've lowered my SOXS trade to 285.
The other option too, keep in mind, you could always, instead of a 1/5, you could do a 1/10 to get skin in the game. I don't know if it's worth it to you.
I don't believe in that. Sorry. Every time I just want to get in skin in the game, I always take a loss.
Lose.
I'm not
fair
doing
enough.
this.
Fair
I'm
enough.
not doing this.
Oh man.
New all-time high on WDC. I did see that actually. WDC did pop up to new all-time highs. And JP speaks in 7 minutes. It did make all-time highs and pulled back a little bit. Pulled back about 0.5% from that level. WDC.
Look at this on Palantir. There's a very defined level of support. You can see it right here. So we need it to break this 188.60 level, and it should flush down to 188 or so. Almost a little tiny head and shoulders there. Look at that. Oh, little guy. A little guy.
That's right. Just a little guy.
If you guys did get filled on my stocks, you would be in the money 4 cents, which is pretty great. I generally look for 5 cents on this. So you could put an order to cover around 292 if you did get filled there on one of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times it hit. Okay, there's a question. Maybe Gareth, you want to answer this? Why not trade the ES futures instead of the S&P SPY?
Sure, I'll answer that. The answer is you can do anything you wish. For us, we have enough capital to do whatever we want with 4 times $1 million. But again, generally futures trading, if you want to do it, you get more leverage there. So if you have a smaller account, oftentimes the futures are a great place to go for that. But for us, again, you know, for me personally, I don't like having 2 different platforms I have to enter trades on. So I like the fact that I just focus on stocks and ETFs. It's all through my one same kind of thing versus a futures that was having to jump over to futures as well. There we go on Palantir. Come on, let's do this. But yeah, I mean, definitely you can trade. You could honestly trade. I mean, people trade Forex. People trade it all. They saved it. They saved Palantir. It started to break and they ripped it right back up here.
All right, Wilson is asking, is the total P&L for the year or the month? The P&L you see at the bottom of your screen is the last 30 days, but if you go into our website, you can check our P&L for the quarter, the day, the whatever. There's like,
I think they can also, on the bottom of the cockpit, you can actually go to all those time frames too. You just have to change it yourself down there.
Yeah, they can't see the cockpit though. They can see it, but they can't interact with it.
Oh, that's only for members. Gotcha. I was.
So you can interact with it on our verifiedinvesting.com. Click on Apex Live Day Trading Room, and you could see our results for the last 30 days, this quarter, and last quarter as well. But the one you see is the last 30 days. Yes, sorry, Sleep Waves. We're not. It's the last time I'm going to address this. We're not going to pump and dump anything.
No.
We're good. Please don't put that ticker in the chat again, or I'm going to ban you.
But he's massively over leveraged and
no,
needs it to go up.
I think there's a couple of people in that from different accounts trying to pump a $20 million. Right. And we're trading.
In fact, should we say it's a fraud and then it'll drop on them?
No,
just kidding.
That's fine.
Guys, price coming down on Lumentum. I did just get filled there with the Pierce of 369, folks. I just got filled there with the Pierce. Actually here, pardon me, 369.05, 369.05,
Beautiful.
369.05 out of light. Quick trade. All before the algos and the
Beautiful.
conference come out. There we go. Thank you.
Great job, Drew. Fantastic. It's always a little bit more relaxing to be out before Jerome Powell talks. You don't have to worry about the whipsaw.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, you know what? If it's going to give it to me before this 2:30, I'll just go ahead and take it. I'll take some. I was looking for an extra buck, but I'll take $3. That's awesome. Way to go, everybody. Amid, Art, Makbul, Shane, Cody. I was looking for, and I just see your question there too, Makbul. I was watching this too very closely on the chart for LITE. But like I said, if we can take it in between 2 and 2:30 and get out of it, then shoot, now we can get back into another trade too after the 2:30 volatility. So let's check out and see what we've got on the radar.
All right, let's see if Palantir can dump here, guys. If it gets below 188, I'm going to exit just ahead of this Jerome Powell. Let's see if it dumps out below 188. If not, if he starts to talk, then I'll look for a lower move, but just to be out before, I got a minute and a half here. Again, we're in the money about $1 now, a little less than $1.
Ran out of socks at 292. Great job, guys. If you got filled, congratulations on your 5 cents on socks there.
Great job.
Just like 2%, a 2% gain. Congratulations to everyone who got filled except for me, because I didn't get filled. That would have been such a sweet trade. Oh,
you see this? You see this, Lawton? You know what this is? This is the smallest violin in the world. It's singing you a sad, sad tune.
Whatever.
It missed my GEV by 8 cents. You don't hear me raving about that all day long.
Actually, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did. You literally did. So I don't want to hear it. All right, Charlie.
All right, my bad. You're right. My bad. Okay.
Hey, GL. Thank you, GL. Awesome stuff there from the friend. Good stuff on that trade.
Yeah. Look at Palantir came within about 10 cents, and then now it's popping. Okay. All right. Well, now I'm going to look for a little lower of a move.
Michael got it. Oh my God! All you guys took.
What a pullback in silver. Got a nice bid. Now it's pulling back in.
All right, guys. We're just about here. So we got about 10 seconds until they should go into him. We'll see if he starts. We'll be flipping from this back to the charts, obviously, but you guys know the trades. We'll update you guys. All right. It is 2:30. Next add on GM, guys, will be above 79, basically 79.45 to 47. I'll be looking to add.
Some good music. It's like elevator music.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I like to think of the elevator mood bringing us up in our portfolios.
There we go.
Yeah, we are using real-time data, of course, in level 2. Sometimes it depends.
When we feel like it.
Jay saying that is totally Ben's playlist, but I'll tell you what, Jay, Ben has a really good playlist. That guy has some fun stuff in the car. It's a privilege to get in there.
No. Somebody who has a great.
Oh, here he comes. Here he comes.
Drew.
Oh,
there's Mr.
He's looking hawk. He looks angry. He looks hawkish. No,
oh yeah.
He's not carrying anything.
Everybody's short.
Good afternoon. My colleagues and I remain squarely focused on achieving our dual mandate goals of maximum employment and stable prices for the benefit of the American people.
There we go.
Although important federal government data for the past couple of months have yet to be released, available public and private sector data suggests that the outlook for employment and inflation has not changed as much since our meeting in October. Conditions in the labor market appear to be gradually cooling, and inflation remains somewhat elevated. In support of our goals, in light of the balance of risks to employment and inflation, today the Federal Open Market Committee decided to lower our policy interest rate by 0.25 percentage point. As a separate matter, we also decided to initiate purchases of shorter-term Treasury securities solely for the purpose of maintaining an ample supply of reserves over time, thus supporting effective control of our policy rate. I will have more to say about monetary policy and its implementation after briefly reviewing economic developments. Although some key government data have yet to be
Guys, I
released,
just added to my
available indicators
GM
suggest
at
that economic activity has been
79.47.
expanding at a moderate pace. Consumer spending appears to have remained solid, and business fixed investment has continued to expand. In contrast, activity in the housing sector remains weak. The temporary shutdown of the federal government has likely weighed on economic activity in the current quarter, but these effects should be mostly offset by higher growth next quarter, reflecting the reopening. In our summary of economic projections, the median participant projects that real GDP will rise 1.7% this year and 2.3% next year, somewhat stronger than projected in September. In the labor market, although official employment data for October and November are delayed, available evidence suggests that both layoffs and hiring remain low, and that both households' perceptions of job availability and firms' perceptions of hiring difficulty continue to decline. The official report on the labor market for September, the most recent release, showed that the unemployment rate continued to edge up, reaching 4.4%, and that job gains had slowed significantly since earlier in the year. A good part of the slowing likely reflects a decline in the growth of the labor force due to lower immigration and labor force participation, though labor demand has clearly softened as well. In this less dynamic and somewhat softer labor market, the downside risks to employment appear to have risen in recent months. In our SEP, the median projection of the unemployment rate is 4.5% at the end of this year and edges down thereafter. Inflation has eased significantly from its highs in mid-2022, but remains somewhat elevated relative to our 2% longer run goal.
Guys, I'm going to be adding to Palantir. I repeat, I'll be adding to Palantir above 190
Total
here.
PCE prices rose 2.8% over the 12 months ending in September, and excluding the volatile food
I will
and energy
be looking to get
categories,
into
PCE
LITE. Appears of
also rose
375.
2.8%.
Appears of 375 on
These readings are
LITE.
higher than earlier in the
Let's do
year
it.
as inflation
Good
for
stuff,
goods
Ben.
has picked up, reflecting the effects of tariffs.
I'm also going to be adding my last
Disinflation
one
appears to be
quarter
continuing
on
for services.
GM here at
Near-term measures of inflation
79.63.
expectations have declined from their peaks earlier in the year.
All right, just got
as
filled, guys.
reflected in both market and
79.63.
survey-based measures. Most measures of longer-term expectations remain consistent with our 2% inflation goal. The median projection in the SEP for total PCE inflation is 2.9% this year and 2.4% next year, a bit lower than the median projection in September. Thereafter, the median falls to 2%. Our monetary policy actions are guided by our dual mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. At today's meeting, the committee decided to lower the target range for the federal funds rate by a quarter percentage
Palantir
point
coming back
to
in,
3.5 to
piercing by a few
3.75%.
pennies.
In the near term, risks to inflation are tilted to the upside. and
Big
risks-
pop in the
risks
spiders
to
right there,
employment to the
pushing through
downside.
686,
A
50.
challenging situation.
Yeah, remember
Yeah,
our
There is
stocks
no
entry is
risk-free path
285.
for
It's at
policy as we
286 right
navigate
now.
this tension
I'll let you know if I get
between
filled
our
this time.
employment and inflation goals.
Yeah, Q's popped big
A
there.
reasonable
Wow.
base case is that the effects of tariffs on inflation will be relatively short-lived, effectively a one-time
It's at
shift in
285. I'll let
price
you know if I
level.
get filled this time.
Our obligation is to make sure that a
Be
one-time
1/5
increase
long.
in price level does not become an ongoing inflation problem. But with downside risks to employment having risen in recent months, the balance of risks has shifted. Our framework calls for
We're
us
coming
to
in hard
adopt
now.
this approach in
Ooh.
promoting
Holy
both
cow,
sides
this
of
is
our
all over the
diligence.
place.
Jeez.
Yes,
What
it
a bounce.
We
Or
judged
pull
it
back.
appropriate at this meeting to lower our policy rate by a quarter percentage point.
No fill again.
With today's decision, we have lowered
Guys,
our
break
policy
even or
rate
slightly in the money.
3/4 of a
I'll be
percentage
exiting
point over
half
our
of my
last
GM.
3 meetings. This further normalization of our policy stance
Wow,
should
the
help
VXX
stabilize
is
the labor
continuing
market
to drop
while
too.
allowing inflation to resume its downward trend toward 2% once the effects of tariffs have passed
Still have my
through.
order out on LITE though.
The adjustments to our policy stance since September bring it within a range of plausible estimates of neutral, and leave us well positioned to determine the extent and timing of additional adjustments to our policy rate based on the incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks.
God, Palantir.
In our
1
standard
penny from
economic
190,
projections,
and now it's down
FOMC
$1.
participants wrote down their individual assessments of an appropriate path of the federal funds rate under what each participant judges to be the most likely scenario for the economy.
We're about $1 away
Community
from an
participant
entry on
projects that the
LATE
appropriate
too.
level of the federal funds rate will be 3.4% at the end of 2026 and 3.1% at the end of 2027.
Or QC got
unchanged
filled. If you
from
got filled,
September.
I'd look for 5 cents.
As
Congratulations.
is always the case, these individual
290
forecasts
would
are
be my
subject to
exit.
uncertainty, and they're not a
On
committee
socks.
plan or decision. Monetary policy is not on a preset course, and we will make our decisions on a meeting-by-meeting basis. Let me turn now to issues related to the implementation of monetary policy, with the reminder that these issues are separate from and have no implications for the stance of monetary policy. In light of the continued tightening in money market interest rates relative to our administered rates and other indicators of reserve market conditions, the committee judged that reserve balances have declined to ample levels. Accordingly, at today's meeting, the committee decided to initiate purchases of shorter-term Treasury securities, mainly Treasury bills, for the sole purpose of maintaining an ample supply of reserves over time. Such increases in our
Good
securities
job,
holdings
QC. Took
ensure
5 cents on
that the
socks.
federal funds rate
Congratulations.
remains within its target range and are necessary because the growth of the economy leads to rising demand over time for our liabilities, including currency and reserves. As detailed in a statement released today by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, reserve management purchases will amount to $40 billion in the first month and may remain elevated for a few months to alleviate expected near-term pressures in money markets. Thereafter, we expect the size of reserve management purchases to decline, though the actual pace will depend on market conditions. In our implementation framework, an ample supply of reserves means that the federal funds rate and other short-term interest rates are primarily controlled by the setting of our administered rates, rather than day-to-day discretionary interventions in money markets. In this regime, standing repurchase agreement or repo operations are a critical tool to ensure that the federal funds rate remains within its target range, even on days of elevated pressures in money markets. Consistent with this view, the committee eliminated the aggregate limit on standing repo operations. These operations are intended to support monetary policy implementation and smooth market functioning, and should be used when economically sensible. To conclude, the Fed has been assigned 2 goals for monetary policy:
Market's
maximum
pushing back
employment
up.
and stable prices. We remain committed to supporting maximum employment, bringing our inflation sustainably down to our 2% goal, and keeping longer-term inflation expectations well anchored. Our success in delivering on these goals matters to all Americans. We understand that our actions affect communities, families, and businesses across the country. Everything we do is in service to our public mission. At the Fed, we will do everything we can
Spider
to
selling
achieve
now.
our maximum employment and price stability goals.
Oh, nice dump here,
Thank you,
guys.
and I look forward to your questions.
All right, GEV's coming in a little bit more.
Thank you. Howard Schneider with Reuters. Just first turning to the statement, just to be clear, we're on the same page here. The insertion of the phrase, considering the extent and timing of additional adjustments, does that indicate that the Fed is now on hold until there's some clearer signal from inflation or jobs or the evolution of the economy along the baseline outlook?
So, yes, the adjustments since September bring our policy within a broad range of estimates of neutral. And as we noted,
Palantir dumping here.
we're well positioned to determine the extent and timing
I'm
of
still going to get out below
adjustments based
188.
on the
So I'll
incoming
let you
data,
know
the
if I do
evolving
get out
outlook,
here.
and the balance of risks. That new language points out that we're
LITE
carefully
is off the
evaluate that
table
incoming
for
data.
now.
And also,
it's now
I would
back
note
below
that having reduced our
370,
policy
so I'm
rate
not
by
as
75
interested
basis
in that.
points since September and 175 basis points since last September, the Fed funds rate is now within a broad range of estimates of its
GEV is
neutral
starting to
value,
break an
and we
up-sloping
are
trend line that I'm
well
monitoring.
positioned to wait to see how the economy evolves.
Yields are starting to pop.
And if I could
See
follow
if
up
we
on
can
the
get another
outlook there,
continued
it
pullback.
seems like with the additional GDP growth coupled with easing inflation and a fairly steady unemployment rate, this seems like a pretty optimistic outlook for next year. What's given rise to that? Is this an early bet on AI? Is there some sense of improving productivity out there?
So frustrating with Palantir.
So a number of things are driving what's happening in the forecast. And I would
like
say
my
if you
orders
look
are out there
broadly
like a sore
outside
thumb,
forecasts,
apparently.
you do see a pickup in growth.
Stocks
Maybe not
to
that big.
293.
It is. It's partly that consumer
Guys, I'm
spending has held
canceling
up.
my order on
It's been
stocks.
resilient, and it to another degree, it
That's
is
done.
that.
All right,
Unfortunately, it didn't get
let's go
filled
back
on
to the
those.
charts.
Fortunately, couldn't get that fill.
Spiders coming in here, guys. Good little dump. You can see the 10-year. That's the issue. The 10 years are now spiking.
Spiders now coming back under that neckline that I pointed out to you guys.
All right, guys. I just exited my Palantir right here, 187.97. Talk about frustrating. I just want to get the heck out there. So I got a gain on it, but again, I didn't get filled. It went right to 190. Didn't fill me on my next position, and then et cetera. It's just too much. I'll deal with GM now.
At least you're getting some volatility in both of those.
That's true.
Hey, a dub's a dub.
I was gonna say, look at your P&L.
Yeah,
Looking good, man.
I fought all the way back today. Beautiful.
All right, guys. Netflix starting to come down. I'm not really interested in touching this until it goes below 93 maybe. But I'm not really looking to go long right now, to be honest.
It's remarkable. I mean, look at this. Look at this, G. Remember, of course, I talked to you guys about this right at the beginning, but look at all the jockeying that's going on right here on this neckline. Like this literally is the line in the sand to the downside. We beat it right there, right off with the algos at 2 o'clock. And then since we've pierced it twice, but each one of the candles here is coming back and really testing this range. So that's
amazing.
At least near term. That's the story of what's going on with the Fed. So we tested breaking down now a couple times. Let's see if this selling pressure persists.
Yeah, that's an amazing trend line. If we can break below that, we could see the lows of the day.
Yep. I think with this velocity, you're exactly right.
And I think what's so interesting here is, initially the markets were like, oh, really, the Fed is so dovish. But now is the market yields are actually going up now. And that's wild to see, because that's telling you a different story. That's telling you that, markets are thinking, here, let me throw up mine here. Look at the 10-year yield, back to 4.19%. It's actually higher than when the Fed came out at 2 o'clock there. Ooh, Netflix is coming down. Did you say you are taking it below 93, Lawton, or you're not sure?
Yeah.
Okay. And what size again?
I'm going to step into this probably in a 1/8 position on a piece of $93.
It's a good exit for me, guys, on Palantir to not get too greedy. It's popped right back up. Look at this level on GM here, guys. You can see we got to break this 79.44 level right there.
GEV starting to head up a little bit more. I still have my order. I mean, it really got close to that level. Half tempted to raise it up $1, but we'll just keep it there. Now it's going to flush through that, so keep that in mind if you guys are putting your order at 726.59. That is my ad level on GEV.
Look at how yields are pulling back a little bit, and then the spiders are bouncing. So I mean, this is directly, there's algos that are tied to the yield movement and trading the markets inverse. Netflix big bounce there. Jeez.
Right off that gap fill.
Yeah, Gail, I already said that I was going to take half off of GM at break even or slightly in the money, and then I'll hold the remainder. I haven't given a downside full target because we're not even out of half yet. So patience.
Heading up a little bit higher on GEV. See if we can get this ad. Silver's chopping right above the $60 level. It's been trying to break all day to the downside. If it starts recapturing that $60 level, I think you got a lot more downside on that chart. All right, let's get another push higher on GEV. Oh, come on.
S&P's up about 1/3% on the day. Qs are only about flat. So again, tech is weak because of Microsoft and Meta. All of a sudden, it's getting a little quieter now, folks, as the markets are kind of settling in. Doesn't mean we can't have a bigger move, but the initial whipsaw looks over. Netflix is still pretty close to 93, though.
Yeah, I had a little bounce, had about a 40-cent bounce, but nothing substantial.
Just under $1 away on GEV. One more push up. Or not, it's fine.
Yeah, the S&P's getting a lot slower now. Yeah. Here, I'll go to the 1 minute on the SPY here so we can see. But you can see over the last 5 minutes, very tight little range. It looks like it's trying to decide, does it want to rip back to the highs of the day or roll over to the lows?
Yeah, let's go with rollover.
I'd choose that one too. But
After I get filled, though.
I know, man. It's just, if it starts to break out of this little bull flag, though, I wonder how high it's going to actually end up going.
All right, Netflix is coming down a little bit. I'm gonna look for a pierce of $93. See if we can get this. Volume is still decent on this.
The spider's upticking a little bit. Again, you got this little bull flag building on the S&P. Let's see if it completes or does it fail.
All right, heads up on GEV. Just one more little push. There we go.
There you
All
go.
right. I am scaled into GEV at 726.59.
Okay, now the market can dump.
Yeah, thanks.
As GM just hit a new high of the day here.
Jeez.
The thing
Yeah.
is, like the S&P continues to push higher, but Netflix is not bouncing.
Yeah, that means if it pulls back, it'll probably flush that level. You're right.
I know. So yeah, we're going light. 1/8 position is pretty light. Oh,
Wow, GEV is ripping now.
Yeah, so is GM. The G's.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, you can see that bull flag on the spiders playing out. We'll see if it continues here.
There we go. Keep pushing.
I'll keep an eye out for another trade here. If we keep pushing up, guys, there'll be some other shorts I'll take if we keep going up. I would consider Palantir at this
731.59. I will add to my position on GEV.
Around 190.30 would be that level on Palantir.
731.59.
Oh, GM. Yeah, the bull flag is playing out and it's pushing all these things up here.
I don't love this on Netflix. Everything is pushing up higher except for Netflix, which continues to grind lower. I still think it bounces, but
Basically chopping sideways.
I know I don't love this price action.
No? Sorry you feel that way.
Deciding whether or not I should take this off the table. I can just go back to SOX, huh? Old reliable, semi-reliable.
Yeah, SMH hit double top. Wow.
I know, I see that.
Wild.
All right, guys, I'm going to cancel my order on Netflix. I'm going to take a look at SOX again. I will go long SOXS. $283, 1/5 position. Let's see if we can get a fill this time, okay? I've canceled Netflix for now. If one of the other traders want to take it, they can go ahead. But for me, I'm going to look to go long at 283 on SOXS.
I love it, man, because I know you got your show. I got my show. I'm prepping for my show right now, and I was almost thinking about getting ready to head off the mic to let these guys.
I know.
just knock it out.
WDC is heading towards 180. All right. I want to short WDC.
Getting close to an add on GEV. Just needs to pop a little bit more. Just pierced 731. It needs to go to 731.59. Sorry, it pierced 730. Just needs to go to 731.59, and I can add to that position.
All right, guys. If WDC gets up past 180.25, I will short it a 1/8 position. 1/8 on WDC Western Digital Corporation. SOX, I still have an order at 283. It's at 283 right now, no fill. I'll let you know if I do get filled.
I like the dramatic pause there before we heard the size of the position. It's like I was holding my breath too.
GM is nearing that 80 even number Pierce, trading at 70. It's actually hit 80. You'll probably get a little Pierce, but then we can hope for that pullback to come in.
SOX at 283, no fill yet, guys. I need
You don't get
another
filled
push
this
in
time.
WDC.
That's ridiculous.
If I don't get filled this time, I'm not gonna trade it. I have a show in like an hour. Gonna go trade some
That's
earnings
plenty
live.
of time.
I
Still
love
at
it, G.
283
I love
on
it, man.
SOX. Still at
Yeah.
283 for SOX. Nothing yet. No fill.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, I mean, this guy G is literally like a machine. He can do anything that any single second of the day. The guy's awesome.
Only because I've done it for ages. GM pierced, guys. Now let's see if we get the pullback. We need the markets to pull back as well, though. I mean, that's part of it. A rising tide lifting all boats here.
Still no fill on SOX at 283 right now. Need another push in WDC, and I'm going to short it a 1/8 position. I had to take off my jacket so I have more maneuverability. Ready to trade. See if we get this fill.
Man, some of these charts, like Citigroup, I was just looking at the Citigroup chart. It is ridiculous, the daily. It's a bank, and it's just up, up, up.
283, still no fill. Oh.
We'll
All right,
just-
guys, I'm short. I'm short WDC 180.25, 180.25 Western Digital Corporation. I'm short $180.25, a 1/8 position short on Western Digital Corporation.
Wow, what a move on that thing. Holy
I
cow.
know this thing is kind of nutty the way it's been moving. On this, I'm gonna look for like, I don't know, like $1.50 maybe. And I'll look to add $1.50 higher. Okay. $1.50 each way. Sox still at 283, still no fill. Whatever. I don't care.
GEV
All right, I just got filled on SOXS. I just got filled on SOXS. I'm long SOXS. $2.83, and it's even lower now. $2.83.
There
1/5
you go.
position long. I'm long SOXS. I'm gonna look for 5 cents on this. Okay. I'm gonna add every 5 cents.
Spiders are just rocking here. Oh my goodness. Flipping over to the 10-year, I want to see if the 10-year pulled back, because that would be interesting if that's the case. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Look at that. Right back down.
I was reading too, so it said the Fed is going to be buying here what Federal Reserve announcing that it will resume buying treasury securities at $40 billion this Friday. So in essence, this is a form of QE.
That's what I was going to say. That's QE. Whatever happened to like only doing that in emergency scenarios?
I don't know.
Apparently.
Right? Because I mean, you're exactly right. This injects liquidity into the financial system, right?
Yep.
It's basically indirectly financing part of the government's deficit too. So that's kind of curious how that's all working out. Wonder if they know something about the Supreme Court decision with these tariffs that should be due up towards the end of the month or beginning of next year.
Because I'm going to short Palantir at a break of 190.30. There it is, guys. 1.6. I'm short. Ben, I'm hearing myself. Sorry, man. Yeah, we got to get that fixed. All right, so I just shorted guys at 190.33, a 1/6 position on PLTR.
LITE briefly pierced 375. I had taken that order off of the table. If it gets up to 375, well, let's go through pierce of 376. 376.13, I will short LITE.
You're right, Jason. Jason's saying the patient is dying. More drugs is the only way while we're at all-time highs, right?
Yep, that's the nature of it. It's crazy to think, but yep.
Remember, guys, I'm going to look for about $1.50 on WDC Western Digital, and on SOXS, I'm going to look for about 5 cents. All right, about 5 cents. I'll let you know if I got filled in either. My next ad on SOX is going to be in 5 cents at 278, and my ad on WDC will be $1.50 higher. Can keeping that nice and easy for you guys.
Wow, Carvana briefly pierced 470.
So ridiculous, man. Amazing what being added to the S&P can do, even though it doesn't change your business whatsoever. The multiple apparently expands exponentially.
Yeah, of course, right? I just looked at it. That was a good pullback.
Guys, I'm going to look for a little over $1 on Palantir if it pulls back there. So just a heads up.
GEV stalling out right here at 730, $730. So maybe we can get one more push to the upside. Carvana is above 170 again. It's not an extreme move. Pushes up above 471. I'll do a 1/10 position. Just above 471.
All right, guys, I'm going to hop off, get ready for the show, and we'll hop back on tomorrow. But as always, great being on here with you guys, and look forward to hitting the markets tomorrow after all this news. Should be a lot of good trading that we've been waiting for, and potentially volume. So I'm excited about that. Aside from that, you guys have a fantastic day.
See you later, Drew.
See you later, buddy.
CVNA is heading up. This will be a 1/10 position. Short, just needs a little bit of a push. I did not get filled. My order was up just 10 cents higher. 471.04 is where it got to. 471.14 was my order. So now I'm going to raise it just ever so slightly. On Carvana. GEV starting to push up again. We're at 730.59. Just need one more dollar and we can add to our position there. Here we go, one more push. Yeah, we got to wait until it drops for me to fully decide. But yes, I would love to be able to remove some of my position on GEV.
Yeah, yields are inching lower again, so that's helping the market stay buoyant. GM is creeping up, guys. I'm not liking that. We need to see this bigger pullback take hold, not floating. Carvana back to 470, light at 376 now.
WDC pushing higher. Remember, my ad is going to be about $1.50 higher.
All right, let me take a stab at LITE. All right, guys, I am short LITE at 376.49, 376.49, LITE. $376.49. So 1/10 position. Was looking to possibly get into Carvana. Hasn't gotten up to that 471 level. Nice little fall in LITE. Looks for $4 on the downside. GEV looks like it's starting to roll over a little bit. Never got up to that add level. Just looking at 731.59. Got just
Guys,
above 731.
Netflix is below $93, pierced it, but I did not enter that trade. I told you guys I took it over. I'm in SOX and WDC, both of which are at around our break even to slightly in the money. So not taking that trade, just as a reminder for all of you out there.
Just under $1 to go, and we can remove our LITE trade off of the table. 372.49 is where I'm looking to exit. This could drop a lot more, but you know, being as I'm in GEV as well, we'll just see if we can do a quick scalp on this trade. Move on.
GM just not quitting. This is amazing, folks.
The reason I'm not taking it is just because I'm in 2 other trades.
All right, I'm throwing up for some reason. Someone's logging in on my other charts here. I'm putting you up in. There we go. I gotta go see why my charts keep getting logged into.
But I mean, guys, this is a lot of excitement. But I just want to tell you about 2 other shows that we have later today at 3:55. I'm going to be live to be trading Planet Labs, Adobe, and Oracle after the bell around 3:55. That'll be exciting. We've been on a bit of a win streak, had winners 3 or 4 shows in a row, followed by Trading the Close with Drew Dosick. You saw him earlier at 4:20. He's going to be live recapping all the action in the markets today. So stay tuned for those. Should be a pretty exciting show for the both of us.
So heads up on Carvana, my level is 471.42. It kissed that level, didn't get filled. So I'm still not filled on that. Palantir, LITE got within 11 cents of my exit. I'm gonna have to raise my entry price on Carvana. I'm gonna wait for the double top. So let me go ahead and take a look at CVNA. So now I'm gonna wait for it to get above this double top right here, pierce at 472, just because it got so close to my entry price. So right here, 472.15 is that level. Silver is absolutely ripping again. Oh, 11 cents on LITE. 11 cents.
Yeah,
We're going to
Bitcoin
exit that
is
trade.
ripping. Remember, it's the level of resistance that I see is that pivot high from yesterday around 94,500. See if we can get past there today. Put up 1%.
And GEV is doing some sideways consolidation. Still hasn't gotten up to that 731.59 level.
Zach asking, why do you not trade ASTS and RKLB? We've traded it plenty of times before, but as you can see, we have our hands full right now because we're each in 2 trades.
Yeah.
And Ben's trying to get into a third for whatever reason because he's a psychopath. But I guess that makes sense, right? Tracks.
Well, just be double top. Hopefully I can get out of this LITE. Looks like it's coming back in. 372.49 is where I'm looking to exit. And then Carvana, 472.15 should be good for a $4 to $5 pullback as well.
Yeah, this is an amazing move on GEV. GM, folks, I'm going to show you a bigger chart here. I want to show you this, guys. This is pretty remarkable. I'll flip it over to mine. Look at this trend line that it's gone through here. It should even this is a great like swing short wise. It's piercing this line. This should come right back in. Again, euphoria pushing it up. But look at this trend line going back to 2011, hitting the high of 2022. And here you're piercing on the weekly chart. But I wonder if it's not going to reverse back down here. That looks like a nice opportunity. Amazing move. Wow. It just keeps going. Holy cow.
Yeah, we need to see a pullback, and all of our positions should be good. I haven't added to either of my two positions. The only factor, and I, like Gareth said, these are great levels potentially for swings, but the only thing we're contending with is a lack of time, right? We have 45 minutes till the markets close. Do definitely have strong conviction that these positions will come in, but the question is 45 minutes enough time?
Yeah, that's the big question, right? We're going to have to see some sort of reversal in the markets.
Yeah, for me, CVNA is off the table now. Just not seeing as much volatility in that. So CVNA is off of the table. I'm going to stick with LITE just in case I need to add to this position. If I can exit this at 372.49, I may look to get into Carvana, but I'm also wanting to add to GEV, which isn't happening either. So I don't want to have three positions towards the end of the day that are going against me, even though we are in the money on LITE. I just want to reduce the amount of risk that we're putting out there. Yeah, silver's just continuing to push higher. Yep, sure is.
Tesla just filled the gap from Friday. Having a good push here, really good push. Almost 456.
Palantir keeps on inching down, but then floating back up. If the market starts selling, then this should come in nicely. But again, S&P is right at the highs.
Yeah, same with LITE. Should come back in a little bit more.
You can see GEV wants to come in. It just needs the market to tick down. Yeah.
It's sure trying. It's like the little engine that couldn't. I think I can, but I can't.
Yeah, Bitcoin.
For any of you guys watching this at home on YouTube, we do this every single day from 9:25 till 3:45, around there.
Yep.
Every single weekday. Same
And you
exact
can
thing
go
that you're
look
seeing
at
now.
the track record for the entire year and past years on verifiedinvesting.com under Apex Live Day Trading Room.
Yep. You can see our wins and our losses.
There you go on GEV. Starting to see Palantir come in here a little bit. GM's pulling back a little bit.
All right, there we go. Average price on GEV is 719.25, which is one of the reasons I wanted to add to the position up here. As you can see, I lowered it even more. First, it was $8 and then $7. And this was even $5 higher. And still, no fill.
Wow, silver's right back up to the highs
Oh,
of the
yeah.
day.
Dude, it just keeps going.
Wow. Basically, the Fed basically said they're going to pump liquidity into the system again. And so, not like there's not a lot of liquidity out there already, but man, that is markets are just loving that. Let the party begin again. If it ever, not even sure if it ever ended, but
No, it hasn't.
All right, big level here on Palantir, guys. If we can break through this 189.60 level, we should get a nice dump. Let's see if we can get it. Yeah, Matthew, GEV only up $101 on the day. That's all.
That's what I'm thinking.
Nvidia's still negative on the day. It's kind of just interesting because Nvidia's, you'd think it's the king of the castle there, but it's actually weaker than the rest of the market today.
Yeah, and stocks just continuing to sit around 280. I'm just worried about time, so I don't know if I'm going to add to this position at 278.
Yeah, it is after. It's 42 minutes till the close. All right, Palantir's starting to break. Let's see if we can get that flush here, guys.
Same with LITE. Let's go. GEV starting to pull in, so could be good for the whole market.
Okay, how about
GEV is going to pull everything down.
mine?
Which
Mine
will
isn't
raise
turning over.
No WDC.
I'm in a WDC just sitting here doing nothing. It's okay. I mean, we're out of the money. $300. It's whatever. But I'd rather do something than nothing.
You need about a 70-cent drop on LITE. We can exit that trade. Need just under $6, less than 1% on GEV. We'll see how the market is when we get down to that level. If the markets are still kind of in float mode, we may just exit the whole position, maybe slightly in the money.
I am curious the digestion of the markets in terms of did the Fed pivot so much to the dovish side? Like, what's wrong? What don't we know? What do they know that is not public? What are they seeing in the data? Because again, to reintroduce, I mean, it's one thing to stop selling bonds. They were selling bonds, right? To stop that, okay, but then to flip around and start buying short term, like that's QE. Like that's reserved for recessions, for panics, for all this stuff. I mean, that is wild. That is wild.
Oh, so close again on LITE.
Yeah, I'm getting close to an exit here on Palantir too, guys. One more little flush. See if we can get it to push down here.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess I'm out. $372.49, and then you just flushed that level.
Wow,
Good
nice there. Nice
job.
little dump
Good
there.
job.
Yeah, nice job,
Thanks.
man. Yeah, hitch him. Yep. Yeah, the repo market has gone pretty crazy lately. Yep, it's true. That is true.
GE's been fighting this upswing trend line for quite some time. Let me see if my chart with you. Remove you for a second.
Okay.
Here's this upswing trend line. Look at how many times it's hit on this thing. Just continues to bounce. $722.52 is where the next level of support.
All right, guys. I just exited my Palantir at 189.23. 189.23. I will take that off the table and pocket it again just to get a win in there. Still stuck in this GM, unfortunately, but nice little dip there. Took $1.10 on it.
Everyone's leaving me.
I'm still in there. I'm with you.
Yeah. God, I wish that
Everybody's
was the
leaving
case.
me.
Yeah.
Everybody's leaving. Come back.
Guys, a lot of you asking if I would hold GM overnight. The answer is yes, I would. At these levels with that daily chart, absolutely.
Well, fine. Just kidding.
It's too good of a daily chart.
I
that
know.
it
So
just-
is GEV, but no, I will not be. I've already taken a profit on GEV today. Even if I
Yeah.
close it out right now, I would still have made money on GEV. So I will not be holding this overnight. Thanks, Jonathan. Yep.
I will also not be holding any of these positions overnight, even though I'd love to hold stocks. I mean, 280. Like, are you kidding me? But it's fine. Question here from the YouTube chat. Raven's asking, how many hours does Apex live trading usually go for? Again, we start at 9:25, then we go till around 11:30, then we take a break. We come back at 1:30, and then we're live until basically 3:45. Sometimes 3:30, sometimes like today maybe 4 o'clock, 3:55. Depends. It depends on our positions.
Well, 3:55. We got to end by there because then your show, you're going to.
I do have a show at 3:55.
Yeah.
Look at momentum keep rolling over here.
I know.
Roll over.
Now that I'm out, I'm actually tempted to get into Carvana. Look at it.
Carvana's a little ridiculous. Yeah.
472.25. My gosh.
Crazy.
If we had more time on the day.
Dude, look at that. We did a lot of trades today.
I know, right? S&P starting to potentially, I'm not going to jinx it, but I'm just saying, potentially starting to roll over a little bit.
Roll over Beethoven?
No. And you start to see a fall. Jason says, you guys are machines. Who needs a lunch break?
We took a
you know
lunch.
what? We do
Well,
take,
only because it's quiet, right? I mean, that's if it's active, we don't take one. I mean, I'll trade 24/7 if it's active.
and by lunch break, we're probably doing something else. Or we're usually doing something else anyways. Whether it's a show or other things for our services.
Oracle had a massive rally, but now it's dumping out. It's dumped out a little again. They have earnings in about 30 minutes on Oracle.
Oh, Andrew's saying my Thinkorswim is saying there are no more shares to short on Carvana. Wow.
So it looks
Really?
like there is sound now. All right, guys, for you YouTubes out there, I stopped out on my WDC for a minor loss at 181.47. It's below that now. It's below that now, decently below that. But I just stopped out because it was continuing to move higher, and I was unwilling to just hold that, just protect capital. Costco does not report earnings today. Costco reports earnings tomorrow, but I'm going to be live tomorrow in a combined show with Drew Dosick to cover ABGO, Broadcom, Costco, and Lululemon, as well as Restoration Hardware, which is a big mover, RH earnings.
That is
today,
a big mover.
You remember that one, don't you?
I don't remember that. I don't remember losing $19,000 on that when I first started trading. I would never remember that. I was very unhappy.
Okay.
Anyways,
Well,
for all you YouTubers out there, thank you so much for
joining us.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to be live in literally 25 minutes at 3:55 to trade Oracle, Adobe, and Planet Labs earnings at 3:55, followed by Drew's trading the close at 4:20. All right.
That sounds good. All right, YouTubers.
If you
Thanks for
and
playing.
before I close, if you guys want access to, we do this every single day. So if you enjoyed today's show and wanted to see action like this every day, you can do so by checking out the Verified Investing Apex Live Day Trading Room. Okay. So I'll see you at 3:55, and if you're in the room, then I'll see you right now.